What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and this story comes out of Walmart, and it's actually pretty sad. We all know that shoplifting is a massive problem at Walmart, and this particular shoplifter not only did the unthinkable, but the Walmart staff had maybe perhaps the biggest possible screw up that put their own lives in very serious danger. And we're very, very lucky that multiple people were not taken from us in this scene. I have the video and the story for you here. Terrifying body cam footage captured the moment a brazen shoplifter tried to fire on police at point blank range inside of an Ohio Walmart. Police said that the culprit was only stopped from carrying out the heinous incident because his weapon malfunctioned. Now, if you don't believe in God, I don't know what else to tell you. When I saw the initial video, I thought maybe it wasn't loaded. I don't know where all these people are getting all these weapons that are malfunctioning all the time. I've never had it happen. I guess I've had some like FTLs and FTEs, and I suppose, but I guess I should say it has happened to me, but it's rare. Trouble arose when Shane Newman and Katarina Jeffrey were allegedly caught trying to steal from a Walmart location in Canton on Thursday afternoon. Walmart security called the police on the culprits as they tried to leave the premises with items they did not pay for. Now, I don't know if we know exactly what the issue is here, but ultimately, or what they were trying to steal, but ultimately, Walmart is plagued by soft on crime laws and has become the poster child for the shoplifting epidemic. Now, the thing is, you might argue, hey, the economy's bad out there and people are out there shoplifting constantly. That is only part of it. Most of these people are shoplifting from these stores because there's soft on crime laws. For example, like in California, where you could steal up to $500 worth of stuff and it's not a federal offense, or it was just a misdemeanor. So people were going into Target and just stealing multiple times a day. Then these items would end up for sale on the secondary market. And everyone was like, why are prices going up? Morons like Hassan Piker would say, well, you know, real people, real customers don't actually get hurt from shoplifting. It's the corporations, and they just write it off, which isn't true. Corporations just pass that cost right back on to the customers. Any idiot knows that's exactly what happens. But when you have these soft on crime laws, which I'm trying to pull up here from an article, you end up leading to just being known. At any point you need some money for drugs or for whatever the case may be, you can just walk into Walmart, steal $499 of the stuff, and avoid jail even if they catch you. When I worked at Walmart, we had an LP officer who was an off-duty cop. As employees, we weren't allowed to touch him. We weren't allowed to stop him. We had staff that got fired. Somebody stole like a PlayStation or an Xbox or something off an end cap, ran out the door. The employee chased them, retrieved I think it was a PlayStation. It was on my day off and I wasn't there. Retrieved it from him, walked back into the store and got fired because Walmart doesn't want, and I don't know whatever happened to, with this case, but now basically that idiot that was stealing from us probably sued the store for even more money than they ever got sold or stolen. Or worst case, something happens to the person that is, chasing them out the door and they sue Walmart. So that's why we had an undercover police officer who would walk around, and you see Walmart, once praised by customers for being one of the few retailers that did not lock up its merchandise, now increasingly forced to do so in the face of out of control shoplifting. Alarming pictures of a Walmart store in Happy Valley, a suburb of Portland, Oregon, have shocked customers who claim shopping in person is now a dreadful experience. Well, I think that they want you to buy online, quite frankly. It's easier to have add-on sales online because they can force all sorts of stuff on you in the checkout, all this kind of stuff. Portland, a city known for its liberal politics, has seen the city suffer a terrible decline after failed attempt of drug decriminalization. Portland, known for this, the city has been overrun by theft. 10,000 cases were reported to the police last year alone, a 300% increase from just 3 years ago, forcing retailers, including Walmart, to close stores that simply cannot sustain the losses. A series of viral images posted to Reddit show row after row of Walmart stock, from children's toys to gadgets to frozen food and batteries, behind locked glass cases. Retailers, including CVS and Walgreens, have resorted to such extremes in areas where shoplifting is so rampant, such as downtown New York and San Francisco, that it damages stores' bottom lines. The system, which forces customers to call an attendant to open a case every time they wish to add something to their basket, is loathed by consumers. I can tell you this, I was in Phoenix and I forgot my razor, and so I needed to buy a razor. The razor was 50% off. It was $3 in the grocery store, and it was locked up. A $3 razor. I mean, I ended up just ripping it off the thing because I couldn't find anyone to unlock it. I still paid for it, but I basically had to steal the item so that I could buy it. It was probably the worst experience ever. And there's just everything was locked up. Everything. Now back to this story over at Walmart. Police say the couple was only stopped by carrying out his heinous act because his weapon misfired. Trouble arose when Shane Newman and Katarina Jeffrey were caught stealing from Walmart located in Canton, Ohio. Walmart security called the police on the culprits as they tried to leave the premises with the items that they did not pay for. When the responding officer arrived, Newman and Jeffrey were taken into the store's loss prevention office, where the situation took a heart-stopping turn. According to the video from the shocking ordeal, the encounter began calmly. When a cop asked Newman if he had anything on him that law enforcement should know about, the attempted shooter said he only had a cell phone. Newman then voluntarily handed over a container of drugs, Fox 8 reported, as captured by the body camera, had been placed on a table inside the office. Jeffrey was asked if they were going to jail. Here we have the neck tattoos, the sign of a good God-fearing individual. And he said, not unless something crazy happens. So they had drugs and they were shoplifting, and the cop already told them, hey, you're not going to jail. Just setting the scene up. Newman and Jeffrey were sitting on the couch, with Newman telling the employee, I told her not to steal. You did it too, a woman off camera snapped back. She watched you walk over and put an item in the bag off the shelf. After a few quiet moments, Newman slowly reached into his backpack before pulling out a weapon and pointing it at the officer, who was standing just steps away. No, 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 Jeffrey screamed as the chaos erupted. As the cop yelled, hey, the store security guard lunged at Newman, managing to pry his weapon from his hands as the police officer flashed his own weapon at the firearm-wielding suspect. By the way, I'm going to show you the video. He pulled the trigger. Jeffrey appeared to run to the other side of the office as police officers and store workers tackled Newman and put him on cuffs. Fortunately, no bullets were fired, although the cop said Newman had tried. I mean, he would have been fully within his right, by the way, to just ventilate this guy. Retelling the event to his commanding officer, the cop said that Newman pulled out the weapon, pointing at his head, and pulled the trigger. It didn't go off. He later told Walmart supervisors that moments before the deadly weapon was drawn, he discovered that Newman had an active warrant for his arrest and was considered armed and dangerous. This is why you search somebody before you do this. I'm sure that protocol would have been to search him first. Newman now faces attempted murder, felonious assault, a peace officer robbery. I mean, he's going to jail for 25 years now. I mean, look at this video.
I told her not to steal, bro.
He says, I told her not to steal, bro.
You did it too, so we'll do it on her. Right. You watched you walk over and put an item in the bag off the shelf.
Watch this. You just heard the radio say armed and dangerous violent history. Do you hear that? It's kind of hard to hear. He pulled the trigger there. Did you hear that? Pull the trigger there. Click. Now, I don't know if he forgot to rack one in there. I'm thinking maybe that was the case. He didn't have one racked. Look at his girlfriend's face. Now he tries to rack it. Should have put one in his head right there. He would have been legally well within his right to just splatter him all over that back wall. It sounded like he pulled, racked, and pulled again. But I don't think he racked it far enough back. If I look, like, I don't think he racked it. Like he was clearly expecting it to go off because he flinched. You see that? He flinched. He was expecting for it to go off. And he's like, oh no, it didn't work. He racked. I think this guy here prevented him from racking all the way back far enough to rack around in. This guy here saved this cop's life. Nope. And then he pulled the trigger again there. He should have just.
Give us your hand now.
Dumbass, he calls him. He did. There's other part of the video where he said, "Just take me out, bro." He was like trying to commit, you know, self-deletion by cop. You know, just in a second, in a split second. Now they should have checked his bag, obviously. In a split second there, that cop was not going home to his family and maybe other people in that room. Because the cop was the only one that was armed. Now, Jeffrey allegedly had 2 9mm rounds on her. According to police, she was charged with complicity to commit robbery and having weapons under disability for possession of ammunition. So she had ammo on her, at least 2 rounds. They did not say if it was loaded or not, but he certainly looked like he thought it was. He certainly looked like he thought it was going off because he flinched like he was ready for the recoil and the fire. Thank God this guy survived. Shoplifting, again, people that say shoplifting doesn't lead to more bad stuff. This is the culture that we've allowed to go on, and it's scary out there. I hope you're informed by this video. If you were, please do leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.